briefly. So an energy raiser is trained to go in and assess a home, do an evaluation, do an energy calculation. If you don't have it, run an energy profile.
You're from Missouri.
Yeah.
I talked to you yesterday.
Yeah, that's where we met.
What's going on?
So, do you mind stepping in this lunch? We're not disturbing them, or do you want to? Okay.
I met him yesterday. He's a fellow Missourian.
Oh, right, okay. Oh, cool. Oh, is this okay?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Well, I was just basically wondering, you know, I saw your picture and your quote on the front of the PG&E Smart Meter flyer, and I guess just, you know, I understand you work for Ecology Action, and you know, just some questions about the smart grid, because a lot of bees are dying and people are getting hurt. They're getting headaches and they're being driven from their homes, and plants are dying. So I'm not really clear how this is an ecological improvement,
benefit.
And people want to know that kind of thing.
People want to understand that. Yeah, sure. Well, first of all, I don't know. Like, I'm not a smart meter expert, but I do know.
But enough to say, put your name and picture in the quote on the front of the mail to the whole county.
The data that we get from smart meter, which is when people use energy, is really essential to being able to create pricing signals for people, both pricing signals about when they're using their energy, and also being able to eventually sell energy into the grid from renewables and storage.
I've read some of those arguments.
Pardon me just a second.
Sure.
So I think that's what this guy wants to know about.
Yeah.
So being able to sell energy that's generated through renewables on roofs, or that's generated on your roof and stored at your place with a battery backup or something. Hold on. So I want to answer your question. And being able to sell that back to the grid, right? So that when that power is needed, you get a price for it that is based on the value of energy at that time, which changes the economics of your ability to buy renewables. And that's where the benefit of smart meters lies. And that's a really important benefit. Now, as far as privacy, health issues, what are the other big ones?
Security, fire safety, accuracy,
those
overcharging, democratic process.
Yeah, I think
lack of consultation.
All that those kind of things.
Yeah.
Those are issues that have to be addressed.
Okay.
I'm saying that smart meters and the smart meter data are essential to the clean energy future, and that's where I'm coming from.
Okay.
And I'm not. So I'm not speaking for Ecology Action.
No, sure, and I understand that. And as a follow-up, I guess I would just ask.
It's really important to make that distinction.
Okay. Well, I guess
because at the beginning of this, that's how you said you're with Ecology Action, right? It's very important that you guys make that distinction.
Right.
And I would hope that I can trust you guys to do that, because this is going to go on YouTube or wherever else.
No, I appreciate that. Yeah. I guess just as a follow-up, I mean, I've heard the argument, peak-based pricing, incorporation of renewables, but clearly there's an energy cost to this program too. I mean, millions and millions of these are being manufactured. They're actually using energy from the grid. There's a lot of energy needed to power the server farms to store all our private data, and all that is going to cost carbon dioxide, coal-burning power plants, and stuff. So I guess, like, I've never seen a cost versus benefit sheet that shows a real benefit to the climate in terms of reduced greenhouse gas emissions from the smart grid. And I guess just given all the thousands of reports and people, you know, filing written complaints with the Public Utilities Commission saying they're getting headaches, people are being even driven from their homes with electro-hypersensitivity, plants are dying. We got reports, you know, shouldn't Ecology Action and specifically you know, pause before we just put them everywhere in Santa Cruz County against the law that the county passed?
Well, I can't speak for Ecology Action. I really can't. I mean, I'm not on this issue, because that's I came out personally because I believe that's the way that we should go. And I don't think it's necessary to pause. I don't think that there's enough data that I've seen that personally,
would you like to go meet Winifred? She's can't live in her own home in Half Moon Bay because of the smart meters on her neighbors' homes, and she's living in her van basically in our driveway. I mean, if you want to put her up in your driveway, that'd be cool because
Well, that's my opinion.
To help out,
That is my opinion.
Yeah.
That I don't think that that I have seen right now enough of the evidence yet for
So
that.
just
given what I know is necessary. And
Right.
you look at what the carbon impacts of the way we currently use energy are much greater than anything I've ever seen demonstrated or claimed to be demonstrated through smart meters and
But don't we just need
manufacture.
relocalizing of energy supplies
That's part of it.
and
That's
more
part of
bikes
it.
and less corporate control? I mean, would you agree that PG&E is just dominating the energy supply and that we need locally sourced power?
I think locally sourced power is
Uh-huh.
key. I really do think it's key.
If you don't mind me
And
asking, Mahlon, how much do you make a year at Ecology Action?
I don't want to talk about
Okay,
it.
okay. But and then how much does PG&E actually give to Ecology Action?
I don't want to talk about that either. It's
Why not?
They
Why
don't
don't you want to
give
talk
money.
about it?
We earn money from PG&E
Okay,
because
so
we
you
have
have a
contracts.
contract.
Yes,
Right, so you have a
we earn
contract.
money.
So is your salary paid for through contract from
Yep.
PG&E? It is.
Yep.
So okay. So but on the flyer it just said you were a Santa Cruz resident.
That's
It wasn't really clear. So it's a little bit dishonest.
No, I am a resident and I'm not speaking
Right.
for PG&E.
Okay, but you do
I'm not
get
speaking for
your whole
PG&E.
salary is a 3-digit salary apparently. Is
No, it's
paid
not
for by
paid.
PG&E?
Ecology Action pays my salary.
Okay, but the money that comes into Ecology Action pays your salary, and you go on a flyer that's for the whole county promoting PG&E's products. You don't think there's any? I mean, you're completely neutral on this issue. You're not,
Well,
Should there have been a footnote or some disclaimer that you're on PG&E's payroll?
I'm not on PG&E's payroll. That's absolutely false.
Well, it's not absolutely
No.
false. It's partially.
No, it's not.
Goes
I mean-
into the. Yeah. So how does the budget work? It just goes in general, and then you get your salary, or because I mean, honestly, you work for an environmental organization, man, and the environment is being really, really hurt.
I don't
I'm
believe
telling
that.
you.
I don't know that to be
I will.
true.
Will
Well,
you agree to
can-
come with me and meet Winifred? Will you see the farmer whose bees deserted their,
You know what?
their
I'm
land
working
and
on other things. I
pollinated?
appreciate that you're working on what you're
Okay,
working on.
but I just wanna
we
show
work-
you. If
we
you're
work
willing
every
to
day
know.
on clean energy.
Mhm.
We work every day on
Even
that.
if it hurts people.
You know what? In balance, there's nothing that could be more environmentally beneficial than trying to decarbonize our energy
Okay.
sources. So
And if people get tossed out of their houses and bees get driven from their hives and plants get killed along the way, I mean, the wireless system is we should just go for it and risk all that.
well, what do you say to that? What is your
I
answer?
say we
to
should
that?
have a moratorium. We should stop this. We should
Okay.
deactivate the wireless now until there's investigations and be reasonable about this.
And there-
That's
I,
your
will,
opinion.
I don't go on
That's your opinion, and
corporate
that's
flyers and
Right.
have basically a circular that goes out to every single Santa Cruz County resident, helping PG&E violate the law that the people and representatives of the county passed. So I think that was really irresponsible
Well,
and
I
really
appreciate
immoral,
your-
actually, really
Okay.
immoral.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Well-
I'm curious. Yeah. Do you?
Yeah.
And not to get totally
Well, let me
personal on it.
explain, Let me just explain to you guys, which I don't think you're necessarily that open to my explanation, but I believe that there may be downsides to it. I don't know. I don't know if there's downsides. I know there might be downsides, but I know there are upsides to clean energy, and I know that we need this technology to be in place in order to get that to happen, right? So that's where I'm coming from.
Right.
And so I spoke out.
Don't you think you should know a lot about these things before you go on? You put your face
No,
on
what I
a
said
circular
is true.
to everyone,
what
vouching.
I said is absolutely
well.
true.
Well,
As
It's
far
absolutely true.
and there are other options as
Whether-
well. As far as this type of metering, some of it's debatable how good that type of metering is. But as far as the wireless issue,
Sure.
this signal could have been transmitted through the
Wireless,
power lines.
sure.
So a lot of the beef is actually with
I mean,
the
first time I heard
wireless.
this, I thought,
That's
great, you have a visual display in your kitchen. You can turn off and on appliances, see how much you're using. We can be more aware of our energy.
That's
and then
not
I started
the
hearing
issue
people
that
like
I-
getting headaches and being miserable in their
That's
lives.
not the
and
issue
for
that
this
I
wireless force
that
on
I
people.
am talking about.
Yeah.
I'm talking about what we need: the smart meters, ones that can have interval data on energy use, are essential to our clean energy future. That's what I'm saying, and I don't want that message to get lost in the fact that there are problems.
Unfortunately-
You know what? You better talk to PG&E because they've got big problems. They're forcing people from their homes. They've got a bad reputation. If you don't want the reputation of the smart grid to go down the toilet with PG&E's forced eviction of people from their homes and killing of bees and plants, then you need to talk to them and you need to get them to stop. And we need to have research. And because I am an environmentalist, I care deeply about the environment, climate change. I don't think offsets, I don't think smart grid, I don't think any of this bullshit that companies like Ecology Action promote are...
Excuse me, we're just leaving this room, that's all.
Okay, well, if you want to tell me what you're doing first before...
Well,
we're just walking this way.
Yeah, I just don't think it's very, it's very good.
Well, can I ask you one question? Well, are you aware of the World Health Organization recently designating wireless radiation, non-ionizing radiation, as a possible carcinogen?
Yeah, I read an article about that.
Okay.
And that's environmentally friendly, good for our health and the environment. What do you think?
So,
I don't know. I'm asking you. You're promoting these things, in the public.
You guys, we're going to be disrupting all these people.
Okay, well, we were having
I'd like to go outside.
well, here's... Okay.
Let's go outside. No, we don't want to disrupt anyone. So honestly, dude, I mean, I know you have a family. Sure. You live in Santa Cruz, you care about stuff, at some level, but you're fronting.
I don't think you're going to convince me of anything.
I'm not really trying to convince you. I'm just telling you.
And it seems like you're going to, put this on the web for whatever purpose you want, which is fine. That's what America's about. That's what free speech is about. And my willingness to use that venue to say, hey, I believe that smart meters are important. That's a great way for me to get my word out.
Well, will you, as a gentleman,
and it's not
would you agree with me today to come out and meet the farmers who bought the bees and meet Winifred? Two things. It'll take an afternoon. An afternoon from your job. We can do it on Saturday.
I just don't want to make that commitment right now.
Yeah. You don't want to face. I mean, you can make your own mind up. You can meet Winifred. She's been joined by her host. You can speak to her. This stuff is real, man. People are getting cancer. People are getting hurt from this stuff, and it's not environmentally friendly. So will you come and
what part
meet with
of
us?
it's not? The wireless part, correct? Yeah.
And there's also other problems with the privacy. But the wireless is a big mistake.
Let's talk.
And you can't.
You guys can talk about it as a separate thing. I don't promote any technology over another for smart meters. The data that smart meters brings is the important part. So,
but that's private data that people haven't let the utility have. It's being taken from them.
Yeah.
So there's
that's
a lot
not
of
a concern.
There's a lot of lack. That's not a concern.
No, it's
not a concern.
How much electricity I use and what other people use. I'm not that.
What about your wife using your Wi-Fi? I mean, would you be okay with the utility knowing that?
What about you?
That's possible. No, I mean, of course not.
Yeah.
It's terrible. It's awful. I'm just saying that that's what this technology allows, and maybe you should look a little bit more deeply into it before you front on
I think I've looked deeply enough into for the statement I made.
Okay. Will you come and meet with Winifred?
I just told you I don't want to make that commitment.
Okay. Well, I don't blame you because now it would make you look pretty silly.
Well, that's not really what I'm in it about, looking silly or looking good. I'm in it to talk about what I believe.
Okay. And it just happens to be consistent with the 3-digit salary you make from PG&E.
You can say whatever you want about that. I
mean, it just raises questions. I mean, someone told me that you worked for Ecology Action. Ecology Action gets a lot of money from PG&E. You're in a circle that goes out to Santa Cruz County residents.
We earn money, as do many other companies from PG&E, for services that we provide doing energy efficiency. And that's the key. That's the key thing here. It's not kind of, they're not just giving us money.
If you came out to meet with Winifred or see the farmer who lost his bees or the thousands of people in California who are suffering from this, just on an afternoon, if you did that, I mean, would you be willing to say, okay, PG, look, there are some serious problems here? Because surely there is a possibility. It's the biggest technology rollout in history. There's got to be some problems.
When I went before the County Board of Supervisors, when they were considering more engineering, I said, we need the data. I said, we need to look at the issues of how the information is transmitted. Definitely have to do that. We have to continue to look at that. Right? I said that's only one of the options that's out there, and I believe that. And my opinion about it is that particular element of the opposition to it was not enough to stop the